we have three main parts with the for conservation agriculture. The first, we don't turn and tillage the soil. When the soil they have lots of animals, earthworms and many things, and they help us for building humus, what's the
Soil.
organic material, the soil. Yeah. It's the main part. The right plant, the right animals in the soil, they help us for working with this system. We have also much of residues from the plants on the top. The reason is when you have this plant and the residues, they help us for schwere Gewitter. Also, they help us. We don't have erosion and the big volume rain come. It's a protection for the soil.
Yeah. Also this is the covering of the soil.
That's the covering of the soil. The residues, they help really much they help for when lots of rain come, and also in other countries when the wind come and blow and the soil is a bit compacted, a bit apart. And the third part, we have crop rotation. It's important we plant not every year the same plant. We change this. We say we change the planting in 5-6 years, or we have a rotation 5-6 years. This is really important thing for no-till. This is one thing, and the other we make this here for our farm and also for clients, for other clients. And for planting in this coverage soil, it's not easy with normal material, with normal machinery. For this we have special machinery. And all our machinery we have in the cloud. That's another thing. I have about 25% a teaching part for agriculture mechanic in Switzerland. Also I learned, I don't learn farming, I learned farming here on the farm. In the school I learned electrical and hydraulic and these things. Apart from our fields we visited, and you can see today we are outside with a tractor and also with the second tractor. And this green is the road they drive today. And you can all see here, it's the soil sampling machine they stayed before.
Okay.
And this is not only for looking they stay where they stay. So it's also we have the fields, and we can go inside to the field. And when we go to this field, they present us what we do in the last time on this field. It's for steering, fertilizing, seeding, and all these things. Here you can see the history, what we do on this field. For example, in 2002 we have had a winter wheat, and now they present us the yield. And it's for looking and planning each job on this field. For seeding, for spraying, for fertilizer, we can do this very accurate. Not too much and not too less. Okay, this is a little bit inside, and now we go outside to the field. Huh?
So what do you do also when the tractors, do you have exactly the route the tractor is driving, and do you have on one field different kind of plants or just one?
Yes, we can do also different plant, but different plant in the same time in the field, in the same field. It's not easy to trennen. Also we have in the same time we have most one plant. It's easier to harvest and to
Of course.
How long have you lived on this farm?
59 years now.
Oh wow.
From next in June, 58 now.
Wow.
Not each time I go outside a little bit, but
Yes.
it's the same field before you see the plant and datas, and this is the accurate direction. When the tractor or the harvester come to this field, the driver can press the button and the tractor they drive accurate plus minus 2 centimeters the absolutely straight way.
Wow. Wow.
That's
It's
crazy.
very good.
And
And
now for present this is easy, but the time for take the right data, each point have datas, and we put in this to the computer
Coordinates.
that they were the coordinates.
okay.
But the technique is really nice. We also this year we plant mice labyrinth, you know. I present this. Last year we had one here in the near. It's the background. And the blue one, the blue line was the line for seeding, and this one it's the labyrinth.
Oh wow.
Also each on this area here inside we don't seed, and on this area we seed.
And so that's all by the computer.
The computer
You,
makes
you design that, and he's doing it by himself.
it's the designing from us, and with this with much of coordinates, and these coordinates we put together, put in the tractor, and we plant, and they like. I have a small video from seeding, I think.
Yeah.
It's really nice to do this. The main part is not farming, the main part is IT. Other before they had also other crops. We have a crop they is easier, another crop they is a little bit harder. Here you can see the drive, and here's the lines. The planter plant 6 rows, and the black area they don't plant, and the other area they plant.
So clever.
It's I say it's Spielzeug. We have we put in the corn in the soil, only two-dimensional,
Two-dimensional.
two-dimensional, and the third-dimensional they grow slowly on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let the plant grow up. Okay, the time fertilizer with the soil. they help for a good condition for the plant. All plant need different nutrients, and with the fertilizer we give this, they don't in the soil. You understand?
Yes. So what kind of fertilizer do you use?
You can read after.
Okay.
Calcium.
Calcium
Sorry?
fert.
Sorry? Yeah. It's also my training. So, here you can read which fertilizer is it. 50 kilograms, it's the back. 24% is nitrogen, 5% magnesium, and 7% schwefel.
Salt.
Salt. Not salt.
Sulfur?
Sulfur.
Sulfur.
And we spread now 100 kilo per hectare, so per 10,000, yeah. A little bit. Exactly this what the plant need for growing.
Wow.
Maybe in the past, 2-3 farmers they had the idea I give more and the yield is better.
Yes.
But they learned also that it's not the correct way. The way is we give the correct kilos, and this is the right way.
Is it possible to over fertilize? Too much fertilizer is possible.
The farmer and the driver, they regulate. They make this. And when they have too much, it's not good for the climate and for everything. And the other thing also for the money for the farmer, it's also bad.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. But the idea in the past was, I give a little bit more and I have more yield. We have maybe you give 10% too much, they help a little bit, but one time it's too much and the fertilizer go to the water and in the systems.
Okay.
It's a big discussion every day.
Right.
Much people say you must work without fertilizing. I say that's the wrong way. You must work with the correct fertilizing. That the plant they need nutrients similar than the munch. Others are similar with us. Not too much, not too less. Now they give 100 kilograms per hectare from this. And this gives per hectares per 10,000 square meters 24 kilograms nitrogen. And this helps to grow. It's for winter wheat now and barley. And we go after to the field, winter wheat and barley, and they grow. And in July, end of May, the beginning of June, the Ari, the spreads, I think spreads. The corn is inside on this part. In this time, you don't see that.
Yeah.
They come in end of May to beginning of June.
Okay.
Yeah, spreads, yeah.
In this time, we give second time fertilizing for building the corn.
Okay.
This now is for grow up, and exactly in this time the spread come out, we give the last fertilizing. And they build the kernels and also the right nutrients in the kernel
Yes.
for building bread and all this. And that we say now, we spread 100 kilograms. We take before soil samples and we look what is in the soil, and not in each field we give the same volume.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We need this for harvesting.
Yes.
We have three different. And this one is the biggest one, but not the biggest one in the world. We have other beast. For us, it's special for me and also for my son. They work now in this company also. It's important, the weight and the tires and all this.
Yeah.
It's correct for soil. We have no problem with soil. It's another thing. Other than the machinery, it's too heavy. We become troubles with the soils. And this machinery with these special wheels and all this thing, and also with conservation agriculture, with roots in the soil, they help to protect the soil. It's one thing. The other thing is when we have harvest time, all the fields are ready to harvest. We must have much power.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the reason we have this machinery. Per 20 hours, and we drive 20 hours per day with all machinery. In 20 hours, we harvest about 50 hectares.
50 hectares.
It's a big job.
Yeah.
No sleep.
Yeah, right.
3 hours sleep, and after.
Quite long hours.
But it's a time from 1 month
Yeah.
when the
Then alles los.
it's the harvest time.
Which months are most?
Well, we beginning end of June and July. July is for barley and wheat, July, and in the autumn, October, beginning November, we harvest corn with the same machinery. And the reason today is you can see we have a little bit troubles with this machinery, with the driving system. The hydraulic driving system, the pump and also the engine, it's broken, and we fixed this now.
Yes.
Okay, and price? The price is here with all things. You can now see all this machine is in the cloud.
Yes. That's crazy.
All everything.
Yeah.
And this have a repeater, all things go in the cloud. And the price is about 450,000 Swiss francs.
Not percent.
It's when you work, you have not money from the other part.
Yes, of course.
It's a hard job.
You earn it. You earn the work. You earn the
But it's also it's not bad. You have steel as
Gold.
a goal. You have a goal, and I say we make for the people nutrients, and it's a good feeling. Not the money, not only the money. We need the money for working.
It's the hard work.
But the other thing is the soil and all this.
Yes.
So, okay. Okay. Now we go to the field. Huh? It's about for 1,000 hectares. For a big. Fertilizer is for starting.
Sorry.
This is starting for the main part inside is phosphor. This phosphor help for the roots. It's good for the roots. Yeah.
So you do 3 times fertilizer. First the phosphor and 2 times the other one.
Phosphor, maybe other nutrients, magnesium, and depends from the soil sample. And the plant grow now. This is sweet here. The main part we read before. The main part now is nitrogen. Nitrogen is the main part for the yield.
So what's about, is it chemical fertilizer or is it natural fertilizer that you use?
We
Or
have
how can
both.
I see that?
We have
Both.
both. We have before the first we in the winter time we give also manure. The manure, this is also nitrogen and other nutrients. And the problem from the manure is to regulate the steering exactly. We go with the manure, and the last part for exactly steering we take the mineral fertilizing. We work together. It's easier with this to regulate. Yeah.
And when do you use the chemical fertilizer? Or,
Yeah, it's for regulate exactly.
yeah,
Now-
this is then you use.
It's-
This
it's-
is
yeah,
this is.
That is one thing, and the other thing we have for all fields we have not enough natural fertilizer. That's the other problem. Yeah. For this yield, when I can say we went only we went less yield. It's a good discussion. We have the area, and the plant have a potential. And with the right fertilizer, you build the right yield.
And so this now the discussion about the organic. Is it when we look to the organic, what is the difference? Or they can not use this
We
chemical
have-
fertilizer? Or?
We have not enough organic. We have had not enough for this yield potential. I can say, okay, I want to harvest 6 tons per hectare. Then I can take organic, but for me, without animals. But from the fertilizer things come from the animals, or what is the other way? The organic fertilizer. They come from the animals or from the plants. It's a good question. With this system, with this nitrogen, we can harvest on the same area not 5-6 tons only. We harvest 10 tons.
Yeah, it's great.
It's important or not. In Switzerland, we have not enough wheat for all people. We both in Germany or in other countries. What is better? We plant here, or we both.
But then you see, I mean, a lot of people say then we produce too much and this destroys the nature, so we should not produce that much. So how do you see that? Or
Here I say we produce not too much. We produced the potential. We need the, or we work with the potential from this plant. It's a good question. When we have not enough wheat for all person in Switzerland, what is better? We work with all potential from this plant and the area, or you both from the other country. We both from the other country. The point is, Switzerland have money. This it. Maybe too much, or not all people. A small part they have much money. Also, a part they have not too much money in Switzerland. But when I both, for example, from France, or I take this example from Ukraine, wheat for bread here, it's correct. Then the other part, normal, they go to Nahost or to Africa. It's correct. When we both this wheat to Switzerland, they don't can go
to Africa.
to Africa. It's the question. I'm not say we made too much. I made the correct the potential from the plant and also from the soil with the right fertilizer. Not too, I don't say too much. I say the right for this yield.
So how did you say? How much did you take out from an acre
when the weather and all help, I from this acre between 9 to 10 ton per hectares.
Per hectares?
Yes, and for compare with organic, on the same field with organic often is not enough nitrogen and other things. They have between 5 to 6 ton. We say organic, only organic. They have a yield 66, also 2 dritto.
2/3.
To the conventional system. Yeah. This is it.
And this is 1 hectare here?
1.5.
1.5.
Hectare.
So this will be about 15 tons.
Yes. Yeah. You can see before I put in the spreader 3 back with 50 kilograms.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And my father, hopefully, they make
Yes.
the right thing, and they have also in the last 10 meters a little bit inside.
yes. A little left over. That's good.
In this world, we produced our material,
Food.
our food, our machinery.
Yeah.
When we have soil that have potential for this food.
Gotta use it.
Okay. Canola.
Oh yeah.
Canola for oil.
Oil. Yeah.
And you go a little bit inside after. You can see this is the wheat. This is the right plant, and here we have wheat. So it's we can say one way is only we spray and herbicide much of chemicals. I don't see this wheat, only this. For me, it's not the right way. The right way is a little bit of weeds.
Right.
It's not the problem. And we can reduce the chemicals and all things.
That's good.
But it's not easy. You must look every day in the field. Now it's the right. That's it. But it's interesting. And my son Raphael, they are more farmer than I. You see before my heart is also for farming, but the technique have the bits and bytes have a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's easier. Bits and bytes, they are not depend from the weather.
Yeah.
Farming, the weather is it's a big influence.
How many months in a year is it arable in Switzerland that you can grow?
From November.
Okay, pretty good.
And this plant is winter wheat. We plant last year, and they grow also in the winter. So
wow.
they grow, and in the winter it's cold. And they stay, and after they come.
Okay.
This is a brand they zuchtet.
It's bribing.
They breeding for this temperature and for this area. It's different. Not every brand is for all parts in Switzerland. Much of residues you can see is no much now. The earthworms and also the animals, all the animals from the soil, they help.
Oh yeah.
You see?
Roots. Yeah.
Yes, also. You take this. You take it. It's often the people say it's not clean, but it's clean. It's really clean.
It is. Yeah.
And you can see this the roots and all this, they help.
That's good too.
That's the system. 20 years now, no plow, no
Put it back in.
no working.
That's a photo.
It's a big one.
Yeah,
Put it in gently.
Yeah, couple ones on mine.
Oh.
They are my colleagues. They make my job in the soil.
Yeah. Put it back in the soil. Brilliant.
Good. No.
Very good.
Incredible.
Okay. We say when the soil they live, they they need forage. The worms, this one here, is forage for the worm. The residues is forage.
Right, yeah.
The organic material is for the earthworm. And the earthworm they build organic material and,
Yeah.
and new soil. And we say when the soil they live, we need for 1 hectare forage depend with cows. We need forage for 2.5 cows per year. Also, you understand? You have grass and corn and all things for forage a cow. And the earthworms, and also the other animals in the soil, they need forage. Depend on the same weight than 2.5 cows.
Wow.
And when you have no material on the top, from where the animals have this. It's an important thing for our system.
The important thing is to covering the soil.
Covering for protect the soil, and also the second thing is forage for the earthworms. For all, we have lots of animals in the soil. The problem is much other. Often, or I say 90% from the people, they don't see in the soil. We have Google and all things, and we see, ooh, a cow, it's nice.
Yeah.
But you go in the top, in the soil, you take spade and you have a look. And you can look in different fields. When the field is similar, then the by side on the way, they tillage this. They plant maybe onions, and now we come to the other problem with wheat, barley, canola, and corn. It's no problem to manage this system when you have vegetables. Onion or broccoli or other things, they need to before a little bit of tillage the soil.
Prepare. Yeah. Preparation.
It's a less dilemma. When you have, or another thing is potatoes. Potatoes they need much of
Nutrients.
in the nutrients and also soil. Fine Boden oder bearbeitete Boden. Dort steht das irgendwo.
Then you have to till.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you have to.
Nutrients.
A good question is how much you miss tillage.
Mhm.
Right.
The farmers they have every day we have discussion. Yeah, we need this. We stay on this side and they say for me. You don't need a plow or machinery. This work you see here, this work. And on the other side, the farmers they have intensive vegetables or potatoes. They say it's not for me. It doesn't work.
But so let's say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, every farmer did this tilling, or it was common that you do that, and you learned something now, or
In Eastern Europe, we say here, in Western Europe, not in Western Europe, Germany and Switzerland, the history is plowing. The history is you must plow and you must tillage the soil. In North and South America, the history is another. They beginning, the reason is the field from beginning, before 200-300 years, the fields was bigger. They don't have the time for plowing. And they start with other machinery. They can work with residues on the top. It's not the same machinery. It's really the history. They come, and now also in our area the farmer look, yeah, this don't work. One thing is, before when you plow, we have a conventional system with plowing and tillage the soil. You want change to conservation agriculture. This take time, 5, 6, 8 years. That the worms they building up, and not each farmer have enough nerven und einfach es braucht Durchhaltewillen.
Enough resistance or enough perseverance.
When you start in first year, perfect. Next year, other weather and other things, and the yield is only 70%. 1 year is okay. Next year, I understand this farmer. The farmer, they live from the yield. They must have yield. Not too much, but the right yield. And when that they change the system, this takes 4 or 5 years. With the yield go up and down, and after 10 years they can see, my soil is easier. But 5, 6 years, it's a long time.
Hard work.
It's a hard work.
So, but you believe that this would be the right system for sustainable agriculture?
Sustainable agriculture, it's for me, it's only this way. This way, not every time. Other when I see, for example, another field. We had harvest. They was really wet, and with the harvest we had close. We pressed the soil together. And when I go after this problem, only seeding, it's not the way. It's this time I take also a little bit and help to come in with air and this thing. But often I say 50% from the plant and from the area around the world, we can work with this system. It's not a problem. When you have potatoes, vegetables and this thing, you must look, you tillage a little bit more. I'm not sure it's important they must so intensive the soil tillage they do that. Do you understand? It's not only black or white.
Yeah.
It's this system is extreme without. It's this system. It's the system with really the deepest fuel consumption. When in the end of the day on this field, you say before 15 ton wheat. 15 ton wheat we can make bread and this thing. It's for me the thing. How much I put in fuel, fertilizer and all these things for 15 ton. And when I have a system, we compare the system with conventional systems. We need 4 times less fuel than the conventional system.
It's amazing.
So what is your motivation of taking care of each and every little thing? Where does this come from for you?
Maybe I I want to not this was every time of every every people around. Also Neugierde oder einfach etwas anderes machen.
Curiosity. I want to make it different that the people get curious around.
That's one thing, and I like technique, really technique, and the technique. When you take this technique together with the soil, it's perfect. It's we live this now. Before in 1992, one or two a colleague from the government came and present me this system. I see this the first time, and this was the start.
And it was 20 years ago? What did you say?
These
Oh, 33 years.
1992, 91 or 2. Yeah. And this time, for me, was only electronic tractor.
Yeah.
I come from the farm, but my thing was the machinery.
Yeah.
And with this colleague, with Wolfgang Storni, they say this is absolutely perfect, but now we come with the soil and we put this together. Okay. Good way. In area from 1.5 hectares, we take between 20 to 24 samples. And this we put together, and this go to the laboratory.
Yeah.
And they analyze this and say yes, this and this and this. Okay.
They help say like how rich the soil is, what it's good for, those good things.
And this is the starting for fertilizer. And how much we put in with seeding and spreading now. With this we plant barley, wheat and grass, these things. And this before we had seed, the big one, they cross.
Yeah.
They is also for grass now and leguminous. Just today we plant leguminous. Here, this open the soil, and the corn come inside on this load. This row of this wheel here is for cleaning before, and this here is for heat control, and this closed as well.
Close.
Closed,
Yeah.
This closed. And it's all what you do with the soil. We put the corn in this load.
Do you think if someone was interested in going into farming, should they have some educational background about mechanical engineering and how to fix things? Yeah. Yeah.
Ik spüre es, sie sind mir mehr Telefon gekommen.
Yes.
So I have a lot of customers who ask this question.
And also not only Swiss guys, also, but my wife say, yeah, now it's
Enough.
it's enough.
Yeah.
But this, I say, the other thing is, each time, also for me, when we have a discussion, it's interesting. For example, before you ask me how much bread this gives, well, it's not. It's really a good.
Yeah. Right.
Next time I say,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
it's the life. You can the life go
You learn.
forward.
Makes sense.
Okay.